We are all not humans, it's a lie. We are the divine living in the human body, and we are come here to experience the ultimate consciousness. Paramashiva. Shakshi Pramana, experience of the millions of disciple devotees, followers all around the world, manifesting the powers of Paramashiva initiated by Bhagwan. Bhagwan has clearly said, whoever comes to Kailash Koti and I myself will be present, manifesting all the abundance and auspiciousness in each one of us. Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study measuring the effect of being in enlightened state. Not just the thoughtless space, that peace that people are running around for small meditation programs, but also Shakti to manifest whatever your reality you wanted. And simply seeing the abundance and auspiciousness flowing in your life as you manifest these powers. These powerful cognition power manifestation is the eternal truth, how we can experience the eternal reality. The Shastra Pramana for the power of levitation, experiencing the pulsating of the body lifting off the ground while in Padmasana. Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Vijnana is consciousness. Bhairava is one who experiences consciousness beyond the mind. Tantra is the method. How you have methods in science, math, and other subjects. Like that, we have the method to experience the ultimate. Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 82, Dharana 57.
स्वदेहं मनसिक्षीणे क्षणातक्षीणाशयो भवेत् आसने शयने स्थित्वा निराधारं विभावयन् स्वदेहं मनसिक्षीणे क्षणातक्षीणाशयो भवेत्.
Bhagavan Paramashiva says, being situated on a comfortable seat or a bed, firmly cognize that your own body is without any support or base from anywhere. It is resting on nothing. By holding this cognition, when the mind becomes worn away and thoughtlessness arises, then in an instant one becomes weightless and experience the space beyond the mind, the space of Paramashiva. How clearly and vividly it is clear that once you experience the thoughtless, the thoughts are the weight in the body. How Bhagavan gave a beautiful Zen story. The Zen master was going with a disciple and he carried a woman across the river and drops her and goes to his monastery. And then the disciple stays with him with a great surprise what he did and goes all the way. And the night time when he started his discourse, he has a doubt. And the master asked him, what is the doubt? He said, why did you carry the women? We are not supposed to be with women. And the master replied, I carried her few seconds. You carried her from morning to night. Who carried her more? The great science is how we carry the load of the mind in spite of knowing that nothing is achievable with the mind. It looks like we achieved the success. It looks like we achieved something, but once we reach the success, then again it's empty. If we have reached something and we should be fulfilled, not empty, again and again we feel the same thing. By reaching that what we have not got, we don't fulfilled. And by not reaching, we are engaged in saying it is not possible. And we are trying to reach. Always we are trying to get something fulfilled, something to know, something to gain, something to achieve. Bhagavan beautifully says how we are deluded constantly. When we are in the space of oneness with Paramashiva, we will simply drop all this and experience the oneness as highest reality, which brings auspiciousness and abundance. All this, it says, mind becomes worn away and thoughtlessness arises. How subtler and subtler we start looking in, the more we are going to be in the beautiful space of oneness. The outer world, it can only delude. The wave can never build a castle. We can never build a castle in our dream. That is why we can never achieve the fulfillment, because it doesn't exist. The only fulfillment is experiencing Paramashiva, constantly living the Paramashiva, walking the Paramashiva, and constantly chanting the Paramashiva name. All that continuously when we do, the mind gets worn away. Mind is only keeping it alive only if it knows there's something it can do, there is something that it can achieve, and something there is an end point. But if you give that for eternal, I am going to be in the Paramashiva space, the mind simply gets diluted and just withers away. Bhagavan beautifully gives the Apta Pramana. Apta Pramana, how Yogananda experienced the power of levitation. This is from Autobiography of Yogi, chapter 30, page 339. Beautifully, he describes how it became like so light, like a light itself inside his body. His body became literally like light and started floating in air. And he could see how it becomes so light when the thoughtlessness arise in him. And more, all these great devotees and avatars and siddhas have experienced floating in air just like that when they experience the oneness with Paramashiva. Beautifully, Bhagavan has given us the ultimate science. Now, Bhagavan himself speaks on the science of how we can experience the higher consciousness even as a simple villager.
Wondering, I was resting in the noon time under a tree, putting my head on a small stone, which had turmeric, all that little puja was done on that. But I did not expect it is worshipped by somebody as God. I thought maybe in village, every stone, every tree is worshipped. In India, that's why when British put the milestones, first it was all painted in yellow. Suddenly they saw in 1 week, all milestones have a fully dressed, decked with flowers and tipping, and everything has become temple. So they have to change the color. Now British had a really tough time stopping the villagers worshipping the milestones, and it is perfectly shaped like a Shivalinga. That is why I just bow down to this civilization. How many thousands of mistakes this civilization may have, how much backward it may be, but just worshipping everything, whether it is a stone or a tree, the ability to worship everything. It's not a joke, understand? The ability to bow down to everything, the ability to surrender to everything, the ability to trust everything. One of the greatest gifts from the Gan civilization to the whole cosmos is the ability to surrender, the ability to worship, the ability to trust, ability to dissolve. It's the greatest gift from the Ganges civilization. It is not a joke. When you feel an individuality, the ability to just relax, trust, ability to trust more than your boundary. There are many peculiar diseases only the ego-based civilizations suffer. One is osteoporosis. They don't trust their own bone structure. Many of the diseases the ego-based civilizations suffer does not even exist, because these guys just knows how to bow down to anything. Go to village, whether it is a small kids or the officer going to an office or anybody, when they walk on the road, see, every street will have 20 temples, small or big. They will bow down in front of every temple and go. And they will bow down in front of every temple very sincerely. Even in my school days, if school starts at 8:30, I'll start from my house by 6:30. And the school is only maybe 2 kilometers, not more than that. Because I'll have to bow down in every temple, every deity. On the way, at least 25 temples are there. So I need 5 minutes in every temple. But I'll always be late for the class, if at all I reach the class. So I had an agreement with my maths teacher. I'll make one more round for you, you give attendance for me. Usually maths will be the first class. Usually because the kids will be more aware at that first session, maths will be the first session. And I keep my promise and he keeps his promise. Usually in Indian village schools, they don't take attendance for every period. Morning they mark the attendance, then that's all, the whole day. So majority of the days, I'll be running, going around the temple for him, and he will be giving attendance for me. I put my head on this stone. I should not say stone. Deity for somebody. Once it is deity for somebody, it should be deity for everybody. But foolish, unfortunate civilizations do the other way. Once if somebody is accused for somebody, he is accused for the whole world. That should not be the case. If he is deity for somebody, deity for everybody. And if he is accused for somebody, he is accused only for that person. And we do completely opposite. So I put my head by mistake, without knowing, the deity on deity. Usually when there is a turmeric powder smeared, snakes will not come there. That is why in the snake holes, before worshipping, they will put the turmeric powder. Snakes won't come. So I thought maybe that is an area where the snakes are too much. So somebody, before resting, they have put turmeric powder. They rested. So I put my head. Maybe in 1 hour, some villager from 2-3 kilometers apart, away, he was running towards me, shouting. When he came near me, he just said, "Because you are a sadhu, I am leaving you. Otherwise I would have broken your head. How dare you put your head on my Shiva?" So he had a telepathy connection with the deity. He was sleeping in the house. Noon usually villages rest. So morning they work before the sunrise, like around 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock they work in their field. Then once it becomes very hot, especially Madhya Pradesh, too hot, they rest in the noon time. Evening again they come back and work in the field till maybe around 4 o'clock. They will start until 7 o'clock, till it becomes completely dark they will work. So this guy was sleeping in his house and he ran and came. And he said, "I saw in my dream somebody is disrespecting my deity, my Shiva. So anyhow, you are a sadhu, I am leaving you. Don't do this anymore." I really felt bad that I abused somebody's deity. So I apologized to him, but I was so happy that somebody could have a telepathy connection just with a stone. When you worship as a deity, he is so strong with his feeling connection, he was able to just connect with the deity, just with the trust. So I apologized, then I moved.
Beautifully, Bhagavan expressed how everything that exists, the power of levitation, the Shakshi Pramana devotees, we can see how the Shakshi Pramana, he experiences the power of levitation.
My name is Sunil Kumar Allam. I am from San Jose, California. I am a design engineer in a semiconductor company. I thought earlier that Kundalini awakening and Nirahara Samyama are an extraordinary experiences. Only years of spiritual practices are needed to get to that stage. And during the inner awakening, for the first time, during the Kundalini meditation, I find a shaking of my body and started lifting up. And I was jumping up and down, and I was amazed by it. And it is a full state of joy, and I felt body cool down a lot, and it's a weightlessness I felt. And I was in the state whole night that day, and previously I was shy to the dances, dance movements and all. And this time I was, whole of my body, each part of my body was shaking involuntarily, and I was amazed by that.
Beautifully, he explained how he experienced the levitation. Now, all of us can experience the ultimate oneness with Paramashiva. Let's get to sit in Padmasana. Let's prepare the place. Make sure you don't have anything sharp object or anything very hard. Make sure you have a comfortable place. We can sit in Padmasana, and Samana Mudra is clasping your hand and putting your thumb, right thumb on the top. This is how you have the Samana Mudra, hands clasped and sitting in Padmasana, like how Bhagavan is sitting. If you can't sit in Padmasana, you can do Arapadmasana, Sukhasana, whichever comfortable you are, you can sit down and completely you can be relaxed. Take the Jnananjan from your Kantamala, apply in your third eye and your temple. And if you don't have, you can put the Aushadas. Any temple you have received the Basma or Kumkum, you can apply it in your third eye. And if you don't have, you can use turmeric to detox your third eye. During the night, you can apply the turmeric. All these detox the third eye and simply brings the oneness to Paramashiva. Now let's sit straight with the head, neck and spine in a straight line and bring Paramashiva, Parashakti, how Bhagavan gave us the blessing, initiation to Samyama. Samyama is bringing the one thoughtness into our inner space. Again and again, we are always thinking of so many thoughts on the outer world. How you take an eraser. If you keep erasing with the eraser, what happens to the eraser? The eraser disappears. Same way, the unclutching, you go on unclutching from every thought and bringing only Paramashiva back again and again. The unclutching also disappears and only Paramashiva stays. Bhagavan beautifully explains how you can be in the unclutched state continuously, and finally the unclutch also disappears and you are with the Paramashiva. You are Paramashiva. That absolute complete completion starts happening in you as the ultimate gift. That is who you are. We are just inhibited to let go the mind. If we let go a mind, nothing else will happen except how you go into deep sleep every night, leaving the mind. Same way you will go into the samadhi space. And that is samyama. Dharana, dhyana, samadhi. Dharana, like a dam, you're bringing everything together. But the dam will not be broken by the water. You need to make a hole and put a pipe. That is dhyana, bringing that oneness inside you, that I am Paramashiva, holding that Paramashiva space continuously inside you and experiencing the Paramashiva as our reality in every action, every thought continuously. That is the samadhi which runs the turbine and the turbine starts rolling. That is how they build a dam. They make a pipe and then the water goes and rolls a wheel, which is the turbine, which produces electricity. Bhagavan gives this example for us to understand what is dharana, dhyana, samadhi. The ultimate being bringing ourselves to the oneness space, the Paramashiva space, inside us, continuously holding that inside us, the inner space, that where we exist as Paramashiva. The materialistic world is outside, the matter, but bringing more and more inside the Paramashiva space and letting go the outer, how you can visualize yourself completely not available. When you're in deep sleep, there is no body, there is no mind, nothing happens to us. We come back in the morning with more freshness. And if you come back from the samadhi, you're going to be the ultimate auspiciousness and abundance. You will attract the ultimate. That is why all the Mahatma has the ultimate gift for themselves, that they can manifest anything. Now, let's entangle with Bhagavan, intensely chanting the Mahavakya. The chanting, the mantra, each of the mantras have no verbalization, visualization. Only Bhagavan Paramashiva, the powerful cognition that you received and the power manifestation that's going to happen from the oneness space. Create that bhava, sit as the Devi, 25 heads with 75 eyes and 50 hands. Continuously hold that bhava. Surrender your identity to Paramashiva. Anything which you think as you, you're not manifesting here. You're not having any problems here. You're not having anything at all. The I itself doesn't exist. Then who exists? The Paramashiva exists. You are Paramashiva. You are Parashakti. Sit as Parashakti. Sit in that bhava. Just surrender one's lotus feet. And simply she will manifest all the auspiciousness, abundance, and whatever you wish will come true. That is the auspiciousness of Devi. Mother will not say no. She will always give it. And exactly how Devi is present and Devi's darshan again and again Bhagavan gives us. And gives us the powerful cognition how we can be conscious sovereignty, Paramashiva as our reality. and simply we can experience every auspiciousness and abundance. And the more the thoughts drop at Bhagavan's lotus feet, more we become light and experience the space of Paramashiva. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya to experience the levitation power.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour. Let the Varni open up.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda.
So beautiful. Open your eyes. If you have experience, you can share it in the social media that you are connected. All these greater signs happens when we understand the deeper and deeper how our mind and body works. When the photographer was trying to photograph Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he was simply going and just touching his chin, but the body started lifting like as though it's a feather. It was feather light, he says. That's because the more the presence is there, the alive, so alive, it becomes so light. That is why the dead body floats, it doesn't have any thoughts. The more the body carries the weight of the mind only pulls us down to the gravity. The now Greg Bandon has beautifully said how we are such a powerful energy source, the trillions of cells, electricity in our body, which is much more than the nuclear power. So much of energy is there in our system. Then what is happening to us? Why are we not using that? Because we are living out of the mind, which is constantly saying impossible and which is not allowing us to create or use that higher energy spaces. They are discovering that how we can live for 1,000 years and just giving a blood test, we can find the death date even. That possibility of science now coming up, and clearly they're saying how the fasting really helps us to elongate our lifespan. All this great science is given us by Bhagwan, now getting proved by the science. And greatest thing that Bhagwan says, how you can detox and more you do the Panchakriya and the Haritaki, neem juice, Nirahara Samyama, Pachapatni Vridam, all this to take out the parasites which are constantly throwing us into reaction. That is not us. We don't have to do anything that for changing ourselves. Bhagwan is very clear. You don't have to change yourself because it is not even us. Whatever are you going to change? And nothing can be changed. All we need to do is detox our body so that parasites are not reacting and we are not engaging in that reactions. Once we know that we are not that and we don't have to engage in that, the mind simply gets unclutched from all the patterns. We are not that and we don't have to engage in that. We are Paramashiva. And Paramashiva is the only reality space in us. All that mind is throwing the identities about us is only a delusion. In deep sleep, it does not exist. So, where is it going? So now also it need not exist and you can experience the auspiciousness and abundance. Let's have one more quick cycle and experience the oneness with Paramashiva. Experience the levitation, just feeling the such a light body. Even if you're feeling very heavy, that is also fine. Bhagavan says so beautifully how the Ashtama Siddhis can manifest as a heavy body or as a very light body. Both are possible. If you're feeling like a stone, that's perfect. You are manifesting the power of levitation in its fullness. Some people just experience the really rock body, and if we test them with the EEG, there clearly it shows the same reading as somebody is levitating. So clearly proven by Bhagavan. Only thing we have to connect and surrender again and again. When we started manifesting in the Adinam, the first time the levitation started happening in the Adinam, I took literally 10 months to experience that. Because of the body, so much of toxin was there, but I detoxed and finally experienced the great oneness and the ultimate blessing happened. All this is will persistence. That persistence is still you experience what you have visualized, that you are levitating. That persistence is all we need to have. Then we can have all the abundance and auspiciousness. It removes all the blocks from our body, which is caused because of our own unconscious decisions, mind, and the toxin that we take in by food and other means that goes into our body. The more we detox, the more lighter we will feel and more healthier, and beautiful space of oneness starts manifesting in us. So let's start chanting the Mahavakya intensely, merging into the Paramashiva space, sitting as Parashakti and experiencing the greatest oneness with Paramashiva. Let's start chanting from the navel center with a deep listening.
Shivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Ananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Such a beautiful space. You can open your eyes, and whatever you have experienced, please share it in tinyurl.com/power manifestation. And so many of you are sharing. Thank you so much. And all these great signs that Bhagavan is showering on all of us, giving the samyama, giving the initiation, giving the powerful cognition, making us sit and manifest the powers, like literally mother sitting and making us do the homework, and making us, each one of us, to experience that individually. What a great science. Please make sure you share the powerful cognition and power manifestation. Take 5 minutes of your time to thank Bhagavan for all that he's showering on us. And if you see a $sign at the end of the YouTube, please go ahead and drop a unit of your currency. The way we go to temple every day, we offer our gratitude. The dharma we protect protects us. That becomes the kavacha on us. That becomes a protection for us. And Bhagavan, especially now, he has created a beautiful kavacha for all of us. And whoever is contributing, thank you for contributing to Kailasha. Whatever Bhagavan is showering, all of you are receiving such a beautiful space. You can offer 1 unit of your currency again and again for building that beautiful space around you as Kailasha in your heart, and Paramashiva resides in that Kailasha. Thank you so much for being here in this session, and let's deeply thank Bhagavan in the deepest gratitude and surrender all this power into Bhagavan's lotus feet again and again. And with a deep earning, I am Paramashiva, and deep gratitude for Paramashiva, let's end the session with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you so much for being here, for manifesting the power. See you after next darshan and next